Have you ever pondered over the possibility of the US government concealing the existence of extraterrestrial beings and UFOs? This question became more than a speculative musing when a former Pentagon official, David Grush, brought forth a set of explosive allegations. Grush, who had served as an Air Force intelligence officer, claimed to have discovered a multi-decade Pentagon program focused on the retrieval and reverse engineering of crashed UFOs. But it didn't stop there. The real shocker came when he testified about the existence of non-human biologics, a term alluding to life forms not of this earth. Imagine that. Grush was suggesting that the government had been keeping crashed alien spaceships and extraterrestrial beings under wraps for decades. This wasn't a late-night radio show or a tabloid headline. No, these revelations were made in the austere setting of a congressional hearing, the official record of the United States Congress. It was as if the plot of a Hollywood sci-fi thriller had leaped off the screen and landed in the real world. The claim sparked a wave of incredulity and intrigue. Was it possible that we had been living in the dark all this while? Was the truth about the existence of extraterrestrial life hidden in plain sight, locked away in the classified files of the Pentagon? The allegations were so staggering and far-reaching that they couldn't be swept under the carpet. Such explosive allegations surely warrant an investigation, wouldn't you agree? The stage was set. The curtain had risen on a drama that promised to reveal the hidden truth about UFOs. But were we ready for what was about to unfold? Enter Kirk Patrick, the man tasked with unveiling the truth behind these staggering allegations. A veteran scientist and intelligence officer, Kirkpatrick was chosen by the Pentagon in 2022 for a mission of utmost importance. His quest? To establish and head a new office dedicated to the investigation of UFO sightings by the US military. This new entity was dubbed the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office by the US Department of Defense, a name that carried a sense of gravity and intrigue. Kirkpatrick was no stranger to the world of the unknown and the unexplained. His background as a scientist made him the perfect candidate for this role. His analytical mind and rigorous approach to data collection and interpretation meant that no stone would be left unturned in this investigation. As an intelligence officer, he was adept at navigating the complex and often secretive world of government operations. This combination of skills and experience made him uniquely qualified to lead this unprecedented investigation. The scope of Kirkpatrick's investigation was vast. It spanned every US government UFO sighting dating back to the infamous Roswell Incident in the 1940s. His team was tasked with digging into these cases, interviewing US service members who claimed to have knowledge about encounters with UFOs. The purpose of this comprehensive investigation was not just to uncover the truth about these sightings, but to put these findings into a report that was likely to be made public. The stakes were high. The allegations made by David Grush were explosive, suggesting a decades-long government cover-up of crashed alien spacecraft and non-human biologics. If true, this would be a revelation of monumental proportions. If false, it would be a blow to the credibility of those who had been advocating for greater transparency and investigation into UFO sightings. Kirkpatrick's investigation was not just about debunking or confirming these allegations. It was about seeking the truth wherever it may lead. It was about providing answers to the many questions that had swirled around UFO sightings for decades. It was about bringing clarity to a topic often shrouded in secrecy and speculation. Kirkpatrick's investigation promises to shed light on decades of UFO sightings and claims. The truth, as they say, is out there, and Kirkpatrick was the man chosen to find it. So, what did Kirkpatrick's investigation unveil? Kirkpatrick and his team at the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office delved deep into every UFO case reported by the US military, stretching back to the Roswell Incident in the 1940s. It was no small task, but what they found was both fascinating and somewhat unexpected. Their investigation revealed that most UFO sightings were not of alien spacecraft, as many have speculated over the years. Instead, they were of advanced technology that the US government needed to keep under wraps. This could include experimental aircraft or other classified technologies, the details of which could not be revealed without jeopardizing national security. But that wasn't all. Some of these sightings were of aircraft from rival nations, spy planes perhaps, trying to glean secrets from the United States. It's a game as old as aviation itself, and not necessarily indicative of extraterrestrial involvement. And then there were the benign civilian drones and balloons. These objects, so commonplace in our skies today, can often be mistaken for something more mysterious, especially when seen from a distance or under certain lighting conditions. But here's where things get really interesting. Despite the rational explanations for the majority of these sightings, there remained a small percentage that simply couldn't be explained. These were the truly anomalous cases. The ones that didn't fit neatly into any box, the ones that kept Kirk Patrick and his team up at night, poring over data and scratching their heads. A small percentage of the sightings, however, remained unexplained. These are the cases that continued to fuel speculation and debate. What are these unexplained phenomena? Are they evidence of extraterrestrial life, or is there a more earthly explanation that we simply haven't discovered yet? These are the questions that keep the mystery of UFOs alive and ensure that the search for answers continues. One of the most enigmatic cases in UFO lore is the Roswell Incident, a tale that has intrigued and mystified the public for decades. It all started in 1947 when a US military news release proclaimed that a flying saucer had crashed near Roswell Army Airfield in New Mexico. The very next day, the Army retracted the story, stating that the crashed object was merely a weather balloon. The incident, despite its initial sensationalism, faded into obscurity until 1980. That's when a pair of UFO researchers published a book alleging that alien bodies had been recovered from the Roswell wreckage and that the US government had concealed the evidence. This claim reignited public interest in the Roswell incident, with many convinced that the truth was being kept under wraps. Enter Kirkpatrick and his team at the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office. As part of their exhaustive investigation into US government UFO sightings, they delved deep into the Roswell incident. Their findings? Quite different from the popular narrative. In the late 1940s, they discovered the US was involved in a number of high-altitude balloon experiments as part of a project known as Mogul. These balloons were designed to detect sound waves from potential Soviet nuclear tests, a crucial task during the early days of the Cold War. The crashed object near Roswell was likely one of these balloon arrays, not a weather balloon as initially claimed by the Army, nor an extraterrestrial spacecraft as some have speculated. Furthermore, the alleged alien bodies were probably anthropomorphic test dummies used in parachute experiments conducted around the same time. The confusion likely arose due to the melding of memories over time, resulting in a compelling but ultimately erroneous narrative. Kirkpatrick's team found no evidence of a cover-up, no hidden extraterrestrial technology, and certainly no non-human biologics. Instead, they found a series of misinterpretations and misremembered events that had coalesced into one of the most enduring UFO myths in history. The Roswell incident, it seems, is no longer shrouded in mystery. As is often the case, the truth is much more mundane than the legend. But while the Roswell incident may have been debunked, the search for understanding in the vast expanse of the cosmos continues. And who knows what other mysteries are out there, waiting to be unraveled. What about the small percentage of sightings that couldn't be easily explained? That's the question that lingers in our minds. How does Kirkpatrick, a seasoned investigator, view these elusive anomalies? Kirkpatrick is no stranger to the unexplained. His tenure at the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office was riddled with mysteries, but he remained undeterred. He delved into each case, leaving no stone unturned. Yet despite his best efforts, a small subset of sightings eluded explanation. These were the cases that truly piqued Kirkpatrick's interest. The 2 to 5% that were, in his words, truly anomalous. But what does truly anomalous mean? Are these the encounters that proved the existence of extraterrestrial life, as some would have us believe? Well, not quite. Kirkpatrick's position on these unexplained sightings is grounded in pragmatism, not sensationalism. He believes that the answers to these anomalies likely lie closer to home than the far reaches of the cosmos. Kirkpatrick suggests that these sightings could be manifestations of advanced technology that we're not yet privy to. Perhaps they're cutting-edge drones or stealth aircraft hidden in plain sight. The possibilities are endless, and that's what makes these sightings truly tantalizing. It's not the prospect of alien life that captivates us, but rather the marvel of human innovation. The unexplained sightings serve as a testament to our insatiable curiosity and our relentless pursuit of knowledge. They remind us that there's always more to learn, more to discover. But let's not forget that these sightings, while intriguing, only account for a minuscule fraction of all UFO reports. The vast majority of sightings can be explained by terrestrial phenomena or classified technology. So, while the allure of the unexplained is undeniable, it's essential to keep things in perspective. It appears that the truth about UFOs might be less extraterrestrial than some would like to believe. Returning to Grush's allegations, what does Kirkpatrick's investigation imply about them? It appears that the explosive claims of hidden alien spaceships and non-human biologics are largely challenged by the findings of Kirkpatrick's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office. Kirkpatrick's diligent and thorough investigation into decades of UFO sightings and encounters has painted a different picture. Rather than confirming the existence of extraterrestrials or a government cover-up, the investigation has found that most UFO sightings are not of otherworldly origin. Instead, they are often advanced technology the US government needs to keep under wraps. Aircraft from rival nations spying on the US, or simply benign civilian drones and balloons. Interestingly, Kirkpatrick's probe offers an intriguing perspective on the origin of the UFO conspiracy theories. It seems that the stories about government cover-ups of alien-related UFOs may have been fueled largely by those who firmly believe in their existence. This group could include individuals inside the US government or those with close ties to it. These true believers, driven by their conviction, may have contributed to the perpetuation of these tales, coloring the public's perception and understanding of UFOs. This is not to undermine the existence of the unexplained 2 to 5% of sightings that Kirkpatrick's team refers to as truly anomalous. However, Kirkpatrick believes that explanations for this small percentage will most likely be found right here on Earth, rather than in far-flung galaxies. So, where does this leave Grush's allegations? While they certainly added a dramatic flair to the congressional hearing and public discourse, they seem to be more fiction than fact, according to Kirkpatrick's investigation. The truth about UFOs, it seems, is far removed from the tales of extraterrestrial encounters and government cover-ups. So where does this leave us in our understanding of UFOs? As we round up this journey, we find ourselves looking back at a landscape changed by revelations and debunked myths. The allegations made by former Pentagon official David Grush of the US government concealing crashed alien spacecraft and non-human biologics for decades painted a tantalizing picture. A picture that, as it turns out, may not hold up under the lens of scrutiny. The in-depth investigation led by Sean Kirkpatrick, a veteran scientist and intelligence officer, shed light on these claims, offering us a more grounded perspective. His team delved into every US government UFO sighting, all the way back to the iconic Roswell Incident in the 40s. Their findings: most UFO sightings were not evidence of extraterrestrial visits, but instead advanced technology that the US government needed to keep under wraps, aircraft used by rival nations for surveillance, or even benign civilian drones and balloons. The term flying saucer has long sparked the imaginations of conspiracy theorists and the public alike. When the government doesn't provide answers, we tend to fill the gaps with our own narratives, often leaning towards the extraordinary. However, Kirkpatrick's investigation suggests that the answers we seek are not hidden in a far-flung corner of the galaxy, but right here on Earth. The impact of these findings on our understanding of UFOs is significant. They challenge long-held beliefs and force us to question the narratives we've been told and those we tell ourselves. But they also open the door to a more nuanced understanding of these phenomena. They remind us that while the allure of the unknown is powerful, the truth often lies much closer to home. So, as we continue to gaze skyward, captivated by the mysteries of the universe, let's remember to keep one foot firmly on the ground. Because, as Kirkpatrick's investigation suggests, the answers to our questions may be found not in the stars, but in the world around us. While the allure of the unknown continues to captivate us, it is important to remember that the truth often lies closer to home than we might think.